saying good morning to our co-host, the Admiral Bill Stubblefield. William.
Rob, great to see you this morning. Lovely day.
Former Berkeley County Commission president. If you ever get an email from Bill and there's nothing attached and he's exasperated because he has no idea why you don't understand what he sent you, see me, I'll explain the process to you.
Attachments. That's the problem.
I received a Rob rant this morning with no holds barred.
Impossible.
I think
I
think he exaggerates a little. Let's also
Just
say
a
good
little.
morning to Maria Lawrenson. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning. Good to be here,
Former
always.
Editor of the Journal.
Right?
You will have with our next guest a unique perspective.
There you go.
Sharing unique shared experiences there that Mr. Stubblefield and I will not have.
That's okay. But you will certainly chime in, as I'm confident.
Us shy men, we're shy, bashful. Don't say much.
No, remember you get to go first, and when you get to
Not
go
this
first,
morning. Bill's already had his
He's
moments.
deferring. So
Yeah. Just a note to pass along, the Good Trouble Lives On rally and community gathering, a part of the National Good Trouble Lives On Day of Action honoring John Lewis, is Thursday between 5:30 and 7, rain or shine, at the Jefferson County Courthouse, 100 East Washington Street in Charlestown. They asked me to pass that along. Folks in Jefferson and Berkeley counties joining Americans at hundreds of events nationwide to honor the legacy of Congressman John Lewis and fight back against the growing attacks on our civil and human rights. It's the press release that they sent out earlier this week and asked me to make that announcement. Let's say good morning to our first guest of the day here, Toni Milbourne, editor of the Journal. Toni, good morning, and welcome into the new studio as opposed to the last time you saw where we were.
Yeah, it's been a lot of years since I was up here at the station, so it's definitely looks a little bit different. The drive did not look any different, but
No. Did you see any deer or
I did not. Please
fox,
don't mention them.
box turtle or
They seem to attract
turkey?
my
Or
car.
skunk.
So.
Tony's had several run-ins with deer.
So
deer.
we don't talk about them.
Oh,
Yeah.
we've had, I think in my family, we've had at least 2 cars totaled by deer and another 2 occasions where major reconstruction was necessary. They're just large rodents as far as I'm concerned.
It's a good description.
And I
Don't
will
say that about Bambi.
The hunting season should be sun up to sundown, 24/7, 365. Either hunt them with a rifle or with a car. Either way, they're going down.
We have lost half the children as our listening audience right now.
There aren't any children listening to this show. And there certainly aren't now that I just put the Bambi
And I
on
wonder
watch.
if they even know who Bambi is.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
exactly right.
Yeah. Tony, some major changes to the Journal in regards to how we see it, get it, and view it, and how often. Tell us about this.
Coming up. It's coming up rather quickly. We make a change coming the last week of July 28th, to weekly print, daily digital, meaning that our paper will now be online 4 days a week and 1 day in print that's delivered to our customers.
Delivered by the way you do now.
Delivered
through the
via mail, yes.
By mail,
US
okay.
mail.
Yeah.
That won't change back.
Yeah.
So it won't be 7 days digital on.
No, it won't be
on,
7. It'll be 5. Well, before digital. Well, I mean, it's digital on Wednesday, also just the entire larger print paper as well. So it'll be a 5-day-a-week paper rather than 6 as it is now. 4 of those digital.
And this was made necessary because.
I think many reasons. In a way to get the news out to more people who are not paper people, if you know what I mean. People are no longer reading the paper in their hands as I pick up a piece of paper. The upcoming generations are the digital generations, and to try and capture that audience, this move, is being made. And sadly, it's because the prior generations who wanted the paper are dwindling, and sustainability in business is always a key factor in this. So multiple reasons.
And I commented online when you made the announcement several weeks ago.
You appreciated the positivity?
Well, it's just a difficult decision, and having been a part of print journalism for a lot of years, probably 20, 25 altogether, you could see that shift coming. And I think about what it was like back in the 1990s, mid-90s, when I came back my second tour of duty, or third, whatever, at the paper, and you could see the shift. You saw the internet. You and I have talked about this a little bit, coming on, and papers just didn't react very well.
No, and I don't know that they even knew how to react.
It was, okay, we're going to give you content for free. And then all of a sudden, no, you've got to pay for content. And wait a minute, if you had it for free, why would you go back and then pay for it? So I think you're right. It was just unpreparedness, maybe.
Right. And the evolving of technology. I mean, nobody would have thought back, and again, I've been in the business 26 years, and we never would have thought we would be at this stage. We would always have the print paper delivered and people would buy it, and you never expected the kind of change that has come with the digital world.
Let me ask a mechanical question. No, it's a simple question. For a family that subscribes for the digital, will you be able to use multiple devices in that particular family?
Absolutely. Your subscription is one subscription, so you can log in on whatever device that you're on, whether it be a laptop or a phone or what have you. It's all one subscription.
But can we use a couple different addresses, different personal addresses? In other words, my wife and I log in with separate addresses. We'll be able to do that?
You log in with separate passwords?
Separate IDs. She has her ID and I have my ID.
That's a good question.
A lot of families have this now.
Okay, that's a good question, and our family, we have one subscription, and we pay for our subscription, and so we just go in and log in, and I guess we do it all on the same one.
Why don't you just log in with the same username?
Yeah.
Well, we can, but that's an.
Yeah.
In our case, that's a level of complexity right now.
It shouldn't be.
Yes, it is.
Just use this. Make it easier.
Well, and I understand that piece too, because I have to say we have a subscription at hospice,
right,
and people are always calling me and saying, "Tell me again what our password is," because multiple people. We pull the obituary list. We do a lot of work,
right,
from the paper. So go back, Toni, and talk about this debuts the 28th
28th of July will be our first daily digital.
Okay. And you said 4 days and then 1 day in print. 4 days. So what are those 4 days? And your 1 day is Wednesday.
Our 1 day print is Wednesday, so Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday will be digital days. Yeah.
But you're also digital Wednesday with the printed copy.
It is digital Wednesday also for people who only do digital, which,
and you have options with your subscription. You can do
digital
print
only, you can do the combination, you can do 26 weeks, 52 weeks, 13 weeks.
In the Ogden Nutting family, how many other papers are doing this now, Toni?
So far, 2 other papers have made this switch. Nashua, New Hampshire, and Maui, Hawaii have switched.
How many
to this
papers
format.
are in the entire family?
Wow, that increases frequently. In the 40s, I believe.
In the 40s?
We are currently.
Are most of them, do you think, ultimately going this direction?
I don't have any way of knowing that. I mean, that's a corporate decision, and I don't know what their current subscription bases are, all around the nation. I think that played into us being the next one in the list.
The subscription base?
Numbers, store purchases, the number of people who already log into digital reading.
Do you have any idea what those numbers are?
What our subscription base is right now.
Your digital, your store purchase, all of those.
I know that our subscription base right now is about 4,500, I believe, and that's down from when Maria, when you were there, it was 20,000,
18 to 20, and then the Sunday subscription was a little bit higher than that, sometimes 22.
Right.
But digital, you have any idea what?
I don't know currently what the digital is. There's been a big shift into that, and those numbers change daily. Store purchases increased when we went the route of delivering via the mail rather than in your driveway, people dropped their subscriptions for that, and I think because they like having their paper first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So the store purchases went up at that point. No.
And I lived through several iterations of the morning paper, the evening, when I started 100 years ago, many years ago. It was the evening journal. And then I can remember right before I left one time, we morphed into the morning journal because we recognized that was, a change with the times. People wanted mornings rather than the afternoons, but that was a horrific thing that happened. I mean, people were not happy. They were used to having their paper on their driveway when they got home from work, and then moved into the morning journal, and then some years later when I came back was just the journal.
But there's two different things between people not liking change, which is what you're describing. Nobody likes change. But the other thing is, a generation does not come from the digital world. So you've got an older generation that not only do not like change, but they're poorly equipped in some cases to handle the digital.
That's true, and we are facing that, and that is the biggest concern that we hear from individuals, is that they don't have computers, they don't know how to use computers, and certainly we commiserate, but when the time comes to make the change, just like any change, it's never going to be easy for everyone. We we welcome them into our office. We can show them how to pull it up on their phone if they have that capability. I mean, a lot of people just don't know how to do it. They could if they knew how. So,
And this goes back to the point I was making earlier, and I think it's much more important than what others folks may feel. The older generation are very comfortable with monkey see, monkey do. And they have their own iPad, their own computer, which they're familiar with. They are not very comfortable in shifting using another ID. If they don't go in with access to their ID, they get confused. So that's why I think in a given household, if there's a subscription and there's 4 or 5 different individuals using their individual devices, that would be good if that could be accommodated.
And we can certainly look at that, and I apologize for not knowing that answer to that question. Something that I will reach out to our circulation and IT and say, how does that work?
Toni, I know in our case, in our family, that is a consideration.
Okay.
And question for you: if you have already prepaid for your actual new paper subscription for the year, is there a refund being issued for that?
There are no refunds being issued, and that, as a corporate, that's a company policy. When you buy your subscription, it says on there no refunds or what have you, but your subscription is extended by 25% into the new.
So you'll continue to get the Wednesday paper edition, and it'll cover your digital until the money runs out, basically? Mm-hmm. So if you have prepaid, you will ultimately get everything you paid for over a longer period of time. And you're adding a 25% bonus on top of that, did you say?
Correct.
Okay.
And one of the people commented, actually Jackie Long, talking about a younger generation doesn't read the journal. I mean, younger people in general receive their news elsewhere. And it's unfortunate that they rely on sources that perhaps are not as credible. I follow, as I'm sure you do, what's going on in Berkeley County, what's going on in Jefferson County, what's going on in Martinsburg, and you just look at some of that and you're like, seriously? I mean, it's what people believe to be the truth, the naked truth, and I'm just sometimes taken aback by that. Yeah. But that being said, we also, didn't, what have you, this generation that grew up with the digital component just had no interest really in, in picking up news in the way that is normally
true, but there's another generation that grew up with the print media. Now they're uncomfortable not everybody, there's exceptions, but some are uncomfortable with the digital world, and these folks are the ones that are feeling abandoned right now. They have lost.
I
have
tend
lost
to
their
agree.
place.
I have a friend who told me about her. Actually, she was following when you all posted about the change on your Facebook page. She said, my 90-year-old father he's going to get a weekly Wednesday, and he'll miss daily.
And he'll miss him. His 90-year-old father is the one that depends upon this the print media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Toni,
absolutely.
let's talk now about the way consuming of news has changed, but the difficulty in hiring people to cover the news and,
Sure,
and find the news.
It's just like any business, I think, that tries to hire qualified people who want to do that kind of work. There are not a lot of people going into print media. Certainly, communications is still a popular field of study, but it's more for digital news, TV, radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and you look at just the schools of journalism. I mean, I graduated from the Pearlie Isaac Reed School of Journalism at WVU, which no longer exists, a School of Media Studies now. Yes. And that's certainly a shift in most
the education
higher
shift
education.
was there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, yeah. One of the listening audience asked, will the subscriptions change? And let me read what was sent out in the letter. The digital-only subscription will remain at $3.25 a week for digital-only subscription. Home-delivered print plus digital subscription will be $3.50 a week, or $3.75 if you only do it for 13 weeks. So in other words, for the home-delivered print plus digital will go up 25 cents per week. The digital copies in the stores will stay at $250, $2.50 per
the print
per
copy,
issue,
yes, for the Wednesday print. And that the Wednesday print is going to be much larger than the current daily paper. That's been a concern that we have heard too. Not only not being able to access it through digital media, but what's going to be in the paper and what people think that they might miss. A lot of the generation that you're referring to, Bill, I mean, sadly, and I'm now one of them, one of the first places you go is the obituary page. And those will be printed daily in the digital print, but all obituaries for the week will also be printed in the weekly print paper. We understand that people cut those kind of things out. Same with sports pictures of your kids, those kind of things.
So that Wednesday paper is going to be like 100 pages.
We're looking at 36 right now as just the minimum start. Another thing that people have questioned is, you want to find out what people look at the paper for. What about my comics? All the comics will be included in the weekly edition. There will be an insert tab of all of the black and white comics pages throughout the week with the puzzles and everything, plus the color comics that you would normally get on Sunday. So none of that will be missing from in hand. It will just all come at once. Same with bingo, which is another big thing. Do you play that? I see that smile there.
Well, I do not, but we pull it out and give it to a lady at church every Sunday. She greets us with a big smile because we have a bingo card we give her.
Yes, so bingo will still be going on. They'll be in the digital, and there will be 14 numbers in the print on a full page every Wednesday, so nobody will miss a number. And again, those things are what are important to people.
It is interesting, and again, having lived this life, your world for 12 years, knowing what people called and asked about. Okay, so here's the big question, Admiral. Talk about Journal Junction.
You were going there.
You knew I was going there. Bill and I have a special bond over Journal Junction.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Polar
it's
opposites,
all right.
if I recall.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of. Can I tell my? No, I won't. Well, another
Let
time.
Toni go, because people look.
People look for it. People certainly.
So on Wednesdays, will there be 175 comments?
No.
Okay.
No, but they will not be in the daily digital.
Okay.
They will be in the Wednesday. They will be in the Wednesday print. Probably we're looking about a half a page designated to them to make up for, not being daily.
You could get your fix then,
You
Admiral.
can, and you can read just part of them and save some for the next day.
Well, I don't read any of them.
Oh my goodness. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Truth be
I
told.
have to, but
Well, and I did. I mean, I was that. I was.
You
the-
started it.
Yeah. Well, it
You
came
started
during,
it?
Yeah,
Yes,
it came during
Maria
my
started
tenure.
it.
I know. I'm
it's
sorry.
good to know.
Sorry, listening audience.
Now you know the rest of the story, Toni.
Exactly.
man.
Well, it was during the tenure of a publisher while I was there. It was really his idea, and I was like, and then it took off.
I
like
don't believe
wildfire.
that. I think you jumped in and endorsed it from day one because you
You
became
know,
a real
I-
champion.
People love
I
it.
worried about liability and
Yeah.
getting sued and all the things, which is why I read every comment and
Mm-hmm.
I would tell people, and I think I told you this, you should see what doesn't make the
Oh yes, yeah.
yeah. And people called in and I recognized voices because I knew the community and
Sure. I mean,
so-
I can tell some of them, and you, yeah.
And if you don't think that public officials do not do that and don't call in, you're sadly mistaken because they do. So there you go.
Toni, 2 minutes left. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let me just do a little push for some additional new features coming to enhance the reader's experience. Certainly, bringing the daily local news, that will be the main focus for the Wednesday paper, to limit the number of wire stories and be as local as we can. We have a new feature called Panhandle Profile, which will focus on an individual in the Panhandle. We're looking for nominations from the community of who is just maybe not someone who doesn't get recognized and should.
I think maybe Maria Lawrenson should be the first
She's
for
on
starting
my
Journal
list,
Junction.
but she's yeah. Well, now that we know that,
The mother of Journal Junction.
Yeah. I have a new moniker.
yeah.
There you go.
So we will also feature a significant calendar for upcoming events that will be in that Wednesday print and on digital as well, to let people know what's coming up rather than what they missed. That's a big shift that we're trying to do. More local, more community. That's our push.
That's good. That's
And before you came to the Journal, you spent a number of years at the Spirit of Jefferson.
I did. In
You
that
know,
weekly
very
format.
strong
Yes.
weekly in the community. So so this format is not new to you.
It's not,
completely.
and when I came to Ogden, I was at the Weekly Chronicle in
That's right.
Shepherdstown, and then switching over to the Daily was like, how in the world do people do that every day? It'll be nice to, make a little shift back. I mean, not that we won't have daily news, because we'll still have local news every day up and daily updates on the website to try and get news out quicker to folks as well.
And Toni, what is the first day of the change?
The first daily digital will be July 28th. The first weekly print, July 30th. Also on the 30th, let me do a plug. We do have an open house at our office at 1351 Edwin Miller Boulevard from 11 to 2.
That's all the time I got. Thank you, Toni. Appreciate you coming in
you.
this morning.
Thank you.
We are back with more after this.